All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Brianna. I am the head instructor of the Python decal. I'm so glad all of you are here. You've probably seen the announcements going out about the Python decal. That's me. I'm Brianna. Hello. I met a few of you yesterday, either at the physics discussion or the lab tours. I work right upstairs on the second floor in the optical lab, but we'll get more into that later. We'll do some introductions. But let's get started. So, quick reminder, all of these lectures will be recorded and posted to our YouTube channel. If one of these instructors forget, you can kindly remind them because we often forget. And if we forget to post it to YouTube, just reach out. We're students, we're busy, we forget too. So yeah, okay, cool. So I'll just go over what we're doing today. So I'm going to introduce the course. You saw those fun videos I put up. I'll talk more about those. And then you're going to meet all of these lovely people. There's a lot of them, but that's a good thing. Then we're going to do some icebreakers. I know everyone hates them, but I'm sorry. Okay. And then we're going to go over the syllabus. I printed out exactly 3 copies. So if you would like a hand-printed one, you can get one of those 3. I don't know. Whoops. Okay. All right. Then we're going to start installations. Probably one of the most painful parts of the entire course, and we put it right at the beginning. But the wonderful part is all these people have done it before, and they're all experts at it. It'll be awesome. We'll do it together. I've made a whole installation guide. We'll get into that later. Okay, cool. So this is what you'll be installing. This might look like alien language to you. That's fine. You'll understand what that means in a couple weeks. Okay, and then I'll go more into what this means, but you'll have a little assignment to do at the end of class. Okay, also, any point you have questions, just raise your hand. Yeah, all right. So, this big, beautiful image, this is the Trifid and the Lagoon Nebula. So that is the Lagoon Nebula, and this is the Trifid. This image is from the Rubin Observatory. It is a 8.7 meter telescope in Chile. So it's probably like the size of this room, about 8 meters. It's huge. That's the size of its primary mirror. It just had its first light, meaning it just started taking and looking at space, taking pictures of space this summer. So it's brand new. It's a big new toy for astronomers. This photo is comprised of 687 images that were taken over the course of several hours. If you go into the upper divisional lab to learn more about how to take cool pictures like this, this total photo contains 3.2 billion pixels. Of course, not all those pixels are on my screen, but it has a ton of data in it, and that's just one image. So yeah, a lot of data. You'll see a theme. Okay, then I have another image. This is called the Cosmic Treasure Chest, and if you've ever seen the Hubble Deep Field, it's very similar. They pointed the Rubin Observatory at the Virgo cluster, which is a cluster of galaxies about 50 million light years away from us. So the light left us 50 million years ago, and these are all galaxies. So yeah, lots of new fun stuff to explore with Rubin. Really, really cool. Yeah, this photo took them 7 nights because the light is so faint you can barely see it. They really had to look at this for a really long time to get those beautiful images. But yeah, okay, so pretty pictures. We all like pretty pictures in astronomy, but why am I showing you those? Well, it's because of all of the data involved. And basically, astronomers, we no longer just sit outside and point a telescope and write stuff down. Everything that most astronomers do is on computers. You have a lot of data, and you basically need to figure out how to reduce that data and get out the results that you want, or to make those pretty pictures. So that's why you're taking this class, to learn how to code. Because literally every astronomer codes now. They don't tell you when they come into the major. They didn't tell me. And now all of a sudden I code every single day for research. So it's awesome that you're here. As you can tell, I'm a little bit biased. But yeah, so basically Rubin's current project is going to run for 10 years. And they're going to produce 60 million billion bytes of data. That is a lot of data. The New York Times did a whole article about them. With Berkeley, you have free access to the New York Times, so you can read about it. But yeah, this fun little line is, tens of those images would contain roughly as much data as all of the words that the New York Times has published in print during its 173-year history. Rubin will capture about 1,000 images each night. So just unthinkable amounts of data. And once you become grad students, you get to process all of this. So yay, very cool. Okay, I have tons of fun links if you want to play around with those images. You can like zoom in really, really far. I can post those later. But okay, so that's the introduction to the course. Yeah, beautiful Rubin Observatory. I haven't been to Chile, but Charlie has, so you can talk to them about it. Okay, so just a couple more informations. You don't have to read the slide, but this is Vera C. Rubin. This is the woman that the observatory is named after. She did a lot of work with dark matter. If you have questions about her, we can talk about it. But yeah, so programming, super, super useful tool for astronomy, in addition to the physics classes you're taking and the calculus and everything. Okay, sorry for the lecture spiel, but I wanted to give some like background to why this course is so awesome. Okay, because I was sitting right in your spots like 3 years ago. I was a freshman and I took this class, and Charlie was actually my instructor and Pranati. So yeah, one of you might be up here one day. Yeah, you're old. Okay, so oh my gosh, I feel like I've been already talking so much. All right, so now you're going to meet everyone up here. So I'll introduce myself more formally. My name's Brianna. I am a fourth year or a senior undergrad. I am double majoring in astrophysics and physics. So if you have any questions about either of those majors, I'm welcome. I'll answer any questions. I am the head instructor of the Python decal. I'm also a director for ULab, which is a different decal, and I teach Python there. I'm also UGSI for Astron C10 this semester. So I think I'm doing a little too much, but whatever. Okay. I love to run. I love to hike. I like hanging out with my cat, and I love to drink coffee. I've actually had no coffee today, which is very impressive for myself.
Okay, surprised. You're very hyper.
I think it's just an adrenaline.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So this is me from the summer. I was in Hawaii working on astronomy stuff. This is the Keck telescope. It's one of the biggest telescopes in the entire world. It's actually the best telescope in the entire world.
Incorrect.
It is correct. That's me, that's my cat, and then that's Mauna Kea, where this telescope is. I work on instrumentation, so I basically build stuff for telescopes, and I do that right upstairs. Yeah, and I like coals. Okay, who's next? I think it's
me.
Oh no.
Oh, it's me.
Oh, it's Pranati. Whoops. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Pranati.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Pranati. I am a fifth year. This is my last semester here at Berkeley. I am a double major in astrophysics and data science. Like Brianna said, any questions about any of those things, feel free to talk to me anytime. I work on 2 projects right now. The primary one here at Berkeley is up at the Space Sciences Lab. I work with something called the ICON team. It is working with atmospheric data and atmospheric dynamics, but I basically study the interactions between Earth's atmosphere and like things coming from space, but like in a very small region of the atmosphere. I also work with the MIT Haystack team on similar things. I also like radio astronomy, but basically all my interest is like Brianna said, there's lots of data and I like using space data. So that's basically what I'm up to usually. Other things that I like to do include theater. I will talk a lot about theater all the time. I also will sometimes be here teaching and you will see that I have gotten no sleep, probably because of tech. I also really love traveling, swimming, and lots of yapping. It's a collection of photos. That was me presenting research at a conference last year. This summer, I was at MIT Haystack. I saw some cool telescopes, lots of cool radio instruments. That is a photo I took at Acadia National Park. It was very pretty, clearest dark sky I've ever seen. I also got to go to Epic Universe, and that was really exciting. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay, Charlie.
Okay, hi. I thought I'd include a very funny baby picture of me with my brother because isn't that hilarious? I got this picture from my mom like 6 months ago and I was like, why do you have that? But also, great. So I am graduated. I do not go here. You don't even go here. I graduated with an astrophysics major here. And now I'm just working. I'm doing research. I did not get into grad school. That does happen. And so now I'm continuing work with my research professor that I've been doing research with for a year now. So yeah, that project is called ICEP. the Electromagnetically Isolated Global Signal Estimation Project, or platform, sorry. It's a cosmology project that is a radio instrument. I do radio instrumentation. Like Brianna, I build things and I calibrate them and I deploy them. So this past summer, I spent 10 days in the Utah high desert in a place called Margin Pass, where we strung a telescope up between a canyon to get it far away from the ground, because this antenna interacts very strongly with anything conductive, like dirt, which is deeply irritating. Wait, no, no.
Oh, you wanted to do it? I'm sorry.
Anyways, I do ballet. I love my cats. I do a lot of woodworking. I drink tea. I love, yeah, my cats. That's me in a tree in Utah. That's me with some a janky ass battery setup in Utah, and that's me with my boss in Utah. I got rid of a lot of pictures that I usually put on because there's a lot of great pictures from Utah. So we can play a game which is called Spot the Antenna.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that thing is the antenna that I work on. The big box structure is a PVC pipe structure. It's about 100 pounds of antenna plus battery. 50 pounds of that is battery. That's this thing. And then you have Aaron Parsons for scale. So that thing is there.
Just for context, Aaron Parsons is a faculty member here.
Yes, Aaron is he teaches 2 of the upper div astro labs. So if you're an astro major and you keep going with astro major, you have to take 1 of the upper div labs. He teaches data lab right now and radio lab in the spring. So highly recommend. Yeah, that's me. And also feel free to talk to me about any of this stuff. It's super cool, and I'm a yapper if you can't tell.
Okay, my turn. So my name's Mira. Like for the theme of 5th year, I also did unfortunately get into grad school. So I'm doing my master's degree here at Cal. I think out of all of our instructors, I'm the most like straight CS oriented person. So if you have any questions about programming or like any of that stuff, I'm a good person to ask about physics. Anybody else, please, not me. I didn't major in physics or astrophysics or anything like that. So I went from data science to just CS. That's like what I do. And for work experience, I used to do data science for physics applications. And then I had enough of the physics, and now I worked at Apple for 2 summers, so just programming. And I like to crochet, I like to fold origami and write sci-fi. And again, please don't ask me astro, but programming, definitely your person. This is how I feel every day.
I love how you had that on your slide, every single slide.
Oh my god, I've been here forever.
Okay, hello, I'm Katie. I'm a 3rd year, so yeah, I'm young, I guess, relatively. I'm studying astrophysics, but like emphasis on the aerospace engineering. I don't really feel like astrophysics anymore. But that's whatever. Research, I do supernova research. So I use the 1 meter telescope, this guy, the nickel, at Lick Observatory. I'm studying with Alex Filipenko, who Brianna also works with. So if you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer because we all like to yap. I also study a lot of composite structures with Seb. Join Seb, annual Seb plug. That's me making a rocket nose cone that launched and came straight back into the ground. My other research interests include low frequency instrumentation, so like radio or gravitational instrumentation. That's what I'm ultimately trying to go into. I've also been really into optics and trying to get back into propulsion. And a couple personal interests. I learned how to surf and cycle this summer, so that's my whole personality now. And then amateur rocketry, also a caffeine addict, and then baking and music. And yeah, actual representation of me this summer. And then I threw in a picture of my cat and dog, the one up Charlie, because that picture is better. Sorry.
Wrong.
It's better.
Factually incorrect.
Well, that's false.
False.
This is my turn. Hi everyone, I'm Will. I'm the second year sophomore. Part of the younger crew, I guess now. Majoring in astrophysics and data science. Heavy emphasis on the maybe, because I'm considering my life choices. Yeah. So maybe don't talk to me about like data related things for right now. Until I figure it out. But ask anyone else. Research, I do two very different things. I study dark matter halos as part of the DESI project. I work with a former grad student now at Cambridge. Really cool. A lot of it's over my head, but I like it. I also do 21 centimeter cosmology, space science lab, a lot like Charlie, actually very similar to Charlie, except I don't do the instrumentation stuff. I do like the computer stuff and like the simulations. So yeah. Other interests, really interested in sports analytics. I like baseball a lot, like basketball a lot. Talk to me if you're interested in that too. Recently getting into finance a little bit. I like machine learning as well. Very person, I guess. My personal interests, I love to travel. The picture up there, I was recently in Cabo. And then also Hawaii is another picture of the beach right there. I was there this summer. Super cool. I really love food. That's a picture of ice cream right there. It's a place called Roasted Toast Cafe. It's pistachios and rose, and it's really good. So try it out if you haven't had a chance. I love to cook. I put basketball there down so I have to play, and my girlfriend, whose legs are right there. So, yeah, that's me.
Thanks, Will. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sophia's not here today. Sophia is another of our, I guess, younger crew. But well, sorry. She's molecular and cell bio, so we have a lot of different variety when it comes to our instructors. This is her. She does sleep-related research. She loves food and cookie. Oh, and she has a husky named Josie. I think that's okay. I'm sorry.
It's a random husky she got off the internet.
You don't know. Okay, Marion.
Majoring in planetary science and astrophysics, and I'm also doing a chemistry minor. And in terms of research, I'm mainly doing two projects right now, one in astrochemistry and one in geochemistry, hence the chemistry minor. And the astrochemistry one is in the chemistry department doing modeling of protoplanetary disks. And the geochemistry one is in the EPS department looking at what rocks are made of and what that can tell us about the Earth's history in terms of climate. And yeah, I just really like protoplanetary disks. So I've included an image of some really pretty Ulmer protoplanetary disks there at the bottom, which have been plotted up in this really pretty color map, which you will learn how to do in this class. So that's something to look forward to. And some fun facts about me are I enjoy nature, cooking, reading, and stargazing. I've also included some image of the stars in my pictures. And then another thing is I'm involved in some environmental groups on campus, specifically the Student Environmental Resource Center and the Strawberry Creek Water.
Awesome. So those are all instructors. So they've all been on our team for at least one semester. And then these guys just took the class. So they're new to us, but we love them. Okay.
Hi guys, my name is Milana. I'm a second year majoring in astrophysics, and political science, international relations with a creative writing minor. I'm from Orange County. I'm not doing any research, so my entirety of the rest of the slide is fun facts. Yeah, so I'm fluent in Russian. I grew up speaking it at home. My mom is Russian. I can also solve a Rubik's Cube in like a minute sometimes, which used to be impressive in high school because I went to art school with a bunch of like theater kids, but it's not that impressive now because there's people here that can solve it in like 10 seconds. I also perform poetry. I'm taking a poetry or performance poetry class this year actually, but I've done things like I performed with the California Poet Laureate before, and I was also like a finalist and semi-finalist in some local slam competitions in high school. I also like writing screenplays and plays and taking photos. I've had a couple of short films made, and I took a playwriting class last semester that got like mini produced here. And then I'm also trained on some of the telescopes we have here on campus through the Undergraduate Astronomy Society, which you guys should all totally join. I'm an officer for that too. But I'm trained on TREFFRS upstairs, which is our big dome telescope, and it's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, last but not least.
That is a great cat picture.
I took it a few weeks ago.
It's fantastic.
Hi, my name's Olivia. I'm a second year here, and I'm a physics and math major. I'm from San Bernardino County, which is basically right next to LA. So basically SoCal. You're from outside California. But anyways, my current research interest, I just started doing research in physical chemistry, specifically quantum optics. So our group is actually split into two. So one is more optical and one is more material. That's why it's in quantum chemistry. But yeah, just that's that. And some fun facts. I love cooking, origami, reading, and martial arts. And maybe if you're taking some math classes, you'll find me too at the SLC. So I need to see where it's going.
Awesome. Okay. So, sorry, I know that was a lot, but that's all of us. This is your entire team. Yeah, okay. We're gonna keep going. Alrighty. Now it's your guys' turn. With the people at your table, please tell them your name, your major. You have no idea, just something you like. Your year, your favorite astronomical object, like black holes, stars, galaxies, whatever, and then your favorite song. So yeah. So the people at your table, get to know them. Say hi. Okay, when those out, let me all these guys stand up. You have to stand here. I have to partake. One time well. Alrighty. I'm so glad you guys are so talkative. That's really awesome. So next thing is really quickly. Yes, you already see the QR code. Please scan this and add your favorite song. I'm gonna make a class playlist and we'll play it before each lecture. Well, we'll try to. And then you might get to hear your song. There's a lot of you, so no promises. But we do this every year. I even did it. So yeah. Please make it clean. Like this is a school, so yes. Okay. You do get an option for a second favorite song if you really can't decide. But yeah, so please just take a couple minutes, and then we're gonna get right on going with the syllabus stuff. So yeah. Okay, once you're done, can I get a thumbs up? Cool, cool, cool. Good grief. Okay, how about now? Is everyone thumbs up? Pretty much? Okay, raise your hand if you need one more minute. Okay, we're good. All right, let's keep going. Now we get to do the boring stuff, but the very, very important stuff. Okay, so the syllabus. Generally, each week we're going to follow this schedule. So on Mondays, that'll be our lecture. So it'll mainly consist of an instructor like myself standing up in front, pointing at a projector, and basically lecturing at you. So this is where you'll take notes. This is where we'll do examples. Just a generic lecture like you'll have in all your other classes. We'll still do warm-up, so you'll still get a chance to practice. And then Wednesdays will be our discussions. This is where we'll do like a little bit of lecture review, and then we'll jump in and you'll be working on questions the entire time. So we won't really be doing demos. You'll be working on problems, either by yourself or in a group. So that will give you a chance to practice. Yeah. Okay. Readings. We don't have any required readings in this class, because, well, we're a coding class, it's kind of awkward. But we do have a textbook that a former instructor wrote. It's actually really good. It's linked on our syllabus. If students would like us to assign you readings, like we won't actually check, but if you want to follow along, I can set that up. Just shoot me an email or ask on Ed and I can, but we've never done that before. So we do have a textbook, but normally people just learn from the lecture slides, but whatever floats your boat. Okay. So these are the most important resources of the entire semester. You have B courses. Does everyone know? Raise your hand if you don't know what B courses is. Awesome. Okay, and then we have Gradescope. Raise your hand if you don't know what Gradescope is. Okay, awesome. All right. And then you heard me say earlier, everything's recorded, and we post everything on our YouTube channel. So if you ever miss a class or if you have a time conflict, you can just watch our lectures there. But if you are doing asynchronous work, then we ask that you come to an office hours and still participate with an instructor. Yeah, but we have a lot of them, so it should work with your schedule. Then we have Ed discussion. It's also linked on our homepage. You can ask questions there. If it's a really simple question, like, or you have a bug, ask it there before emailing me, because I get sometimes a lot of emails and I won't respond very quickly. But if you ask on Ed, someone else in the class can help you and other instructors can help you. So highly recommend. Office hours, I'll get more into that later, but we're going to send out a poll at the end of class and basically ask you to fill it out of times that work for you. Then our instructors are going to try and pick a time that works for the most people. No promises that it fits your schedule, but we will try to accommodate. That'll be posted sometime during week 2, so next week will be the official schedule. And then email. Please reserve your emails for emergencies, but I understand if something comes up or if you miss an assignment, you're welcome to reach out. I'm always happy to hear from you, but just know. Okay, so most important stuff. Yeah, so this is our homepage. So you should have seen this on B courses. If you want to access the Ed, click here, but it's also linked below. And then if you want to go to Gradescope, we have it right there. If you do not have access to the Gradescope, please email me or see me after class, and I will help you get it help you get it set up. And then this is the link to our YouTube channel. You should subscribe. We have like 60 subscribers. We're really trying to grow our. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you don't have to subscribe. Yeah, leave a comment. Okay. B courses. Yeah, sorry. I know I shouldn't just click through that. Okay, so slides and demos will be posted on B courses. So these slides will go right up after class, and the demo, which means just like the code that the instructor works on with you during class, will be posted to B courses. Homeworks are also posted on B courses. They're released every Monday. So that means this coming Monday, so in like a couple of days, you will have your first homework assignment. However, it's not due till the following Wednesday. So you have 1.5 weeks to work on your assignment. Everything is due on Gradescope, but I'll get to that in a second. Everything else, all the resources are posted on B course. Your lecture engagements are also on B courses. I think I'll get more into that later. And then final project stuff, everything, just go to files into B courses. It'll all be posted there. If you can't find something or you forgot something, like I said, shoot us an email. We're students, we forget. Okay. Gradescope. Yep, I already said that. Homeworks, all this stuff. yeah. Oh, over the course of the semester, I will ask you to fill out Google Forms just like you did. And then there'll be a password at the end that you'll copy and paste and you'll submit so you get credit for it because you do have a participation grade. So just keep that in mind. And we'll talk more about the final project in like a month. So no worries. Yeah, nothing. Do not turn anything in on B courses. We won't look at it. Okay? Thumbs up? Everyone got it? Okay. Cool. All right, YouTube channel. I mentioned this earlier. Yeah, don't abuse the recordings. We do record everything because we understand everyone's super busy and you can't always make it to class, but we'd like you to be here. We'd like to see you. We put a lot of effort into this course and it's a lot easier to interact if students come. So, but we all understand. That's why we record. So no worries. Oh, and come to office hours. Okay. Ed discussion. I already talked about this, but yeah, it's a very underutilized resource. A lot of people just don't ask questions. You can ask it any time of the day. And we have 10 of us. So a lot of people to answer. Okay, office hours, TBD, like I said. I'll send out a when to meet after this for you to fill out. If you've never used one of those before, you'll see it once you interact with it. Yeah, we'll try to pick times that are best for everyone, and then I'll post it on the B courses, make an announcement, etc. You'll know when they are. All right, and then email. Yeah, if you're going to send us an email, please include this in your header. You've probably heard this from other classes. It just makes our lives a little easier. So yeah, just include that so we don't lose it. Thank you. Yeah, okay. All right, disclaimer. So this is a decal. We are 2 units. We are pass, no pass. There is no final exam. There is no midterm, nothing like that. However, you're only going to get it out as much from this class as you put in. So if you don't go to class, if you barely do the homework assignments, if you just show up for the final presentation, you're not going to learn how to code. Because unfortunately, to learn how to code, you actually have to code. So, yeah, just putting that out there. Yeah, also, ChatGPT, we all know it exists. I've used it, Gemini. Now, Berkeley is giving you access to it. While I understand it's a very, very powerful tool, not all coding can be done with not all programming can be done with AI yet. You still need to know how to code. So yeah, while we won't be able to tell you're just plugging in a ChatGPT and just throwing the answers at us, that's not going to help you learn. And I don't want to pound this in, but just know it's hurting you in the end. And we really want to see what you're learning. For pass, no pass, you can miss 70% of the points and still get the same grade as someone who got 100% of the points. So you'll get as much in as you get as much out as you put in. So yeah, that's our policy. Please don't use AI. You can use it to look up questions, but just like any other class, using AI is cheating. If we catch you, we will report you, and we don't want to do that. So please don't make us the bad guys. Just play by the rules. Okay, any questions about that? Okay. All right. Grading. So this is how we're going to grade this semester. So you have a final project, which is worth 40% of your grade. Homework is worth 40%, and participation is worth 20%. In order to pass, the most important question, how do you pass? You need at least a 70% across all of these categories, and you need to attempt all final project assignments. So that means you'll have multiple assignments related to this guy, and you have to turn all of them in. They're not very hard, but we just want to make sure that you're following along throughout the semester. Also, there will be no regrades. I know that really hurts, but we're pass, no pass. We also have a very, very nice extension policy. So remember I said you have 1.5 weeks to turn it in. After that, you get 2 more weeks with no penalty at all. So you technically get 3.5 weeks to turn in a homework assignment. That's a lot of time. And so yeah, we won't do regrades. If you think something's been completely misgraded, like I got a 0 when I clearly turned it in and wrote everything down, okay, there's exceptions. But if you miss 1/4 of a point, I'm sorry, we're pass, no pass. So we really like that you're putting in the effort, but just try to understand. We're students too, so yeah. Okay. Grading breakdown. Like I said, homework's with 40%. You will have 12 homework assignments. They're all posted on B courses. They're due on Gradescope on Wednesdays at 11:59 p.m. But then again, you still have 2 more weeks. But we don't want it to pile up, so just make sure you're staying on top of stuff. Participation. At the end of each class, you'll have an assignment called a lecture engagement. I know it's really weirdly named. But essentially it'll be a small assignment that you will take around 5 to 10, maybe a little bit longer for this very first one. Basically show that you watched lecture or you went to discussion. And this week it's about the installation guide. So it's just making sure, literally if you complete the installation guide, it'll ask you to take a screenshot and basically show that you did the installations. So it's really not that bad. And then office hours, if you show up and if we know who you are, that counts as participation and coming to class. Okay, so last thing is the final project, 40%. You will have basically around 4 assignments. We'll get way more into this a month from now, but these are the 4 general assignments that you'll need to complete. And then you will also have a presentation at the end of the semester. We do not have a final, so once we hit that last day of instruction, you're done with us. That's it. You can focus on all your other classes with those horrible finals. Yeah. So the presentations or the projects can only have 1 to 2 people. That's it. No exceptions. I'm sorry. But we've had problems in the past. You get 1 to 3 minutes. It's not a lot of time. But yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll get more into that later. You don't need to worry about it right now. All right. Oh yes, the fun part. Okay, so we're gonna have a couple of our interns talk about what they just did last semester, so you get an example. So you just have it in the back of your mind. So Milana, can you talk about what you did?
Yeah.
Just
so,
like 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, my project was like, I don't know if you guys know this, but on the HR diagram of stars where they compare like solar mass to stellar luminosity, there's like a relationship that has been graphed, and it's up there somewhere. It's like luminosity is proportional to mass to the power of 3.5. So I just basically took like 33,000 stars off of NASA and I graphed them, and that's that. That was my project. And I also plotted a line of best fit and did an analysis of why the line of best fit doesn't quite match the line that was expected. Yeah, that was it.
Awesome. Okay.
So I ended up doing this project with one of my friends. We were trying to model if I remember correctly, it was how gravity affected waves on planets. And we ended up getting these graphs. An extra bit is we tried to animate in orbit. The animation is actually something we really struggled with, and I believe we're covering it in this class. So hopefully you guys actually get to.
Okay, and so just to clarify, so Milana did a data analysis project, and then Olivia did an animation. So we usually have like 3 categories that people fall into. So data analysis, the simulation or animation, and then people also like to make video games. So here's a quick video of someone made a really cool video game. We'll see if my Wi-Fi works. Anyway, so you can make a video game like that. People really like the video game, so highly recommend. You can do whatever you want. Okay, awesome. But think outside the box too. You don't have to stick yourself into those 3 categories. But yeah, okay. All right, take the next minute or so, and can you, with your table, discuss these 2 things? What do you need to pass this class? And 3 important things that we just covered. Go. I got things like projections like that.
No, you're gonna do science.
Yeah, is that bad? Am I talking too fast?
Next class
I love
Okay.
I make sense. I love
It's good. It's so funny because I had to tell my discussion guy like, yeah, sorry, I'm teaching. I'm like,
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like
Alrighty, let's come back together. Okay, so now some poor soul gets to answer my questions. Who wants to answer? What do you need to pass this class? Yeah.
70%. Do the
You're almost there, yeah.
so 40% of visit and the final project, the 30% is homework, and then 40. Oh yeah, sorry, 20. Yeah, and 30% is something else. I forgot.
You're so good. Thank you so much for volunteering. I'm so sorry for putting you on the spot. Yeah. So it's 70%. Your grade needs to be at least a 70 across everything, and you need to turn in all final project assignments. Okay, cool. But yes, it's 40% for homeworks, 40% for final projects, 20% participation. Cool. Okay. What are 3 other important things that we talked about? Just name one, but raise your hand. Yes. Yes, awesome. Yeah, very important. Very nice. Charlie started that policy and I really, really like it.
You're welcome.
Professors don't give you enough time to do problem sets. Okay. Another one. Yeah.
That can get submitted on B courses.
Perfect. Yeah, everything's on Gradescope. So we put the files on B courses, but everything's submitted Gradescope. Yeah.
There's like no final tests.
Yes. Yeah. No final, no midterm, nothing. But you will have a final project. So yeah. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Now's the fun part. Installations. We're not gonna have a lot of time to work on it today, so I'm not gonna have you really get started, but I'll start talking about it. So basically, on B courses, I posted something called the installation guide. I created this with the help of other people over the last couple of years, and it looks long, but there's a lot of pictures, and it should walk you through every single step of how to install everything. But of course, you might encounter a problem. That happens all the time, no matter how many times I try to rewrite this so it doesn't happen. So that's why we're going to have bonus office hours. But yeah, so installation guide, have it completed before next Wednesday. That's a whole week to get this done. And it's literally just follow the instructions. So yeah, please get that done. It's on B courses. I also posted it in an announcement. If you have problems, you can ask me questions. But yeah, so before next class, when do you have to have it done by? Before next class, repeat after me. Thank you. Okay, awesome.
Yes, teacher.
Hey, I need them to remember. Okay, so this is a tentative schedule. I'll make an announcement about this. I will have an office hours tomorrow from 4 to 5 p.m. Everything's on Zoom because all the rooms are literally booked every single hour of the day because of Astron C10. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm so salty. Oh my
I'm
god.
on the team too.
No.
Okay, so it's on Zoom. The link is on B courses. If you really want to meet in person, just shoot us an email. But yeah, so 4 to 5, 7 to 8. If you have a Windows, raise your hand. I'm so sorry. What are you doing? Okay, guys.
No,
No,
apologies required for the
guys, Mac just plays nicer when it comes to coding. Windows is great for gaming, but Windows does have a couple of problems. It's all in the installation guide. But if you want specifically Windows experts, go to these guys. But I'm also trained in it, so I don't know, guys. I have a Windows. I'm glad I'm trained in it. Okay. All right. Okay, lecture engagement. I'm just going to throw this up here and then I'll talk about it. Okay, 7 minutes. Okay, you'll see this slide after every single class. You will need to go to B courses, fill out the engagement. This one is probably the longest one of the whole semester just because it requires you to do the guide first and then submit to Gradescope. Oh, I forgot to mention, you only need to turn in 70% of them. So, because get it, to pass, you only need 70%. So if you miss 8 of them, I think you're totally fine. I put it all in the syllabus. So if you want to actually read the syllabus, I would. But yeah, so just know that policy. Okay. I am going to show you just a couple things that I think are important when it comes to the class. But that's all of my slides for now. But yeah. Okay. So. All right, just bear with me. Okay. Here is the B courses page. So if you go under files, let me zoom in. And then you go to guides. You'll see the installation guide. So that's the guide. Please follow it. This is what it looks like. It says it's going to be 27 pages. I promise it's a lot of pictures. So yeah, the reason why it's so much detail is because people have a lot of questions, and it also has Windows and Mac. So you don't actually need to look at all the pages. But yeah, this should help you to avoid a lot of questions. It also has some material in there to teach you, but we'll also cover all of that in lecture, so no need to dive super deep. This is our YouTube channel. This is what it looks like. We'll post the lecture here right after class, so highly recommend. This is what ed discussion looks like. There's currently just my announcement from earlier, but if you have any bugs, any errors, any questions, any problems, please post it there. Cool. And then email. If you're going to send us an email, like I said, please include Astron98 in the header. That makes our lives way easier. But yeah, okay. You guys got anything else?
you're on a Windows and you get stuck and the guy doesn't help you, it's okay. Just try to come to office hours because debugging over Ed might be very difficult. Which is why we're offering lots of office hours. Putting that out there.
All right. Does anyone have any questions, or do you want me to actually like go through the syllabus? I pretty much covered a lot of it, but any questions? Any concerns? Oh, yeah.
I don't have the course on B courses, but I'm just wondering maybe it's because I only joined a class at last second, they just have it.
Yeah, you can also check in with us after. Yeah, but yeah. Any other questions? Did you have?
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, if you're not enrolled and you want to be enrolled, you can either email me and I'll send you course codes, or you can come up to me after class. But yeah, okay. Yeah.
For office hours, I have a link on
The Zoom? Yeah, so on the homepage, it should be there. If it's not, I'll fix it. But there should be like a Zoom link, and it's basically an open Zoom room, so you can enter, and then the instructors will come in at the specific times. I'll actually be here for the next 2 hours for Astron C10, but if you want to ask me Python questions, I'm happy to help. Yeah, okay. We probably just call it there, so have a great, go home and sleep. You're gonna need it!